This is an iOS tutorial, and the purpose of today's video is to discuss classes and objects. Classes and objects are the fundamental building block of Objective-C. Okay, classes are basically the design, and an object is an instance. So it would be, for a metaphor here, like a factory would have a blueprint to say how to build cars. Okay, that blueprint would be the class, and each of the cars that the factory turns out would be the objects that are derived from that class. Okay, so to illustrate this more pragmatically, I'm going to go back into our code. This is just the project we've worked on. And as you can see, if we go to this view controller, classes are everywhere. This is a UI view. You can see the class here. This is UI view. This is UI label. This is UI view controller here. Okay. And actually, if we go over to this one, we'll see we actually substituted the class for this one, for our custom class that we made, viewController.h and viewController.m. So that's kind of how this is working. When the program starts up, it generates an object based on this interface builder file, the storyboard, and it makes that object of type the class you specified in the file. And since we specified that our class is going to be of this type, that our own class, that allows us to define the behavior of our app. Okay. And basically, so that's one way to declare an object. The way you will do it programmatically is typically like this. Okay, and we did it in the last video, but this is kind of the bread and butter line right here. So you start out with your class name, and then this is going to be the name of the object here. So if you want your object to be named red, it would be star red. Okay, and then we do name of class, and we use the alloc method. What this does is it creates memory for the class, for the object rather, and then we initialize that memory. Okay, so that is the bread and butter. And with this name will be bound to an object here, and we can then use this object and perform some of the object's functions, as we did down here. Okay, so yeah, that's basically, there's other ways you can define an object. For instance, this is a class here also, NSString, and we declare it the same way. That's the name of our string, right? But here we just have a constant. So the compiler recognizes that the answer is going to be an object, so it takes this constant we gave it, creates an object, and then binds it to the name str. So then when we reference str down here, it will print out the answer is into our NSLog. So I think this might be a shorter video this time, but that's basically it. This is a really important concept for iOS development. I don't know if there's a more important concept than this. So make sure you really hone in on what is an object, what is a class, understand how to manipulate them programmatically. Okay, and this has been an iOS